See right there, there's a third face.
23-year-old Cass uses a GoPro as a reality check for his schizophrenia. If the camera doesn't see it, it isn't real. But what happens when the camera starts seeing it too?
They're not gonna let me go past it. They're not gonna let me go past it. Somebody's there.
We're right here.
I'm telling you, somebody's at the door and they're not gonna let me go past it. Someone's at the door.
I need you to sit up, okay? Can you do that?
Listen, there's no need to apologize. Whatever makes you comfortable, okay?
Thank
We're
you.
here for you.
He tried so hard to convince the paramedics that someone was at the door, but no one believed him. Now, here's what makes things even creepier.
They wearing? What are they wearing?
They're wearing blue. But
Good,
someone's
good.
there and they're not gonna let me go past it. Someone's at the door.
I need you to sit up, okay? Can you do that?
At the exact moment Cass points to the intruder, the clock is violently thrown off the wall. No one noticed it at the time, but the camera caught the truth. Cass wasn't having an episode. Something was in that doorway, and only he could see it.
What's up? The main hallucinations that I have are seeing what I call shadow people. Sounds silly saying that out loud, but that's what they are. They look like figures like in black. Well, when I was a kid, they looked different. When I was a kid, they were like really horrifying, like, I don't know, kind of like creatures with, but all I remember was just like they had really sharp teeth and like they were still black. They've always been black. They're still like completely fully like shadow black. You can't like tell who they are or what they really look like, but they used to scare the shit out of me. Now it's kind of like I said, like shadow people. They just are kind of blurry outlines of definitely like people. And they stand in the doorway and they just kind of like taunt me. But what I do to get rid of it, used to try a lot of different things to get rid of it, and took a lot of different things to get rid of it.
In a follow-up video, Cass had another encounter that was even more eerie than the last.
You always wait till now to say that. Whoa. Alexa, light on.
Watch the motion. Those curtains look like they are being parted by hands you cannot see. But wait, it gets worse. If Cass's camera is truly confirming his worst nightmares, where then can he turn for help?
Hey, what's wrong? What? What? Where?
No, I swear to God, there's not something.
There's nothing in there.
Case number 9, the 430 abandoned flats. James and his partner were scanning the exterior of the 430 abandoned flats. They did so because they believed the building had been empty for years.
We both go inside the building block to see who was in the window. What happens when we get in is beyond strange. Just watch.
Which one is it? Dinging and beeping and... What's that window there? Yo. Hello? Isn't it? Hello? Yo! What the fuck is it?
To be continued.
Things moved around on their own, and a noise followed every time they called out, "Hello."
Yo.
It's possible that they weren't alone after all.
Just watch this.
Isn't it? Future in hand.
430 abandoned flats, and there is something in the window.
Open. Yo. You see movement then? Move the light. Yo. Yo. The fuck is that?
Case number 8, the forest crawler. This couple moved into a remote wooded area for some peace and quiet. But when their security alarms and livestock went into a frenzy in the middle of the night, they realized they weren't alone on the property. After checking their security cams, expecting to see coyotes, they found something else. Coyotes certainly don't move like that. It was a pale, humanoid figure that emerged from the tree line, crawling like a creature on all fours at first, before standing up to walk around. What's even crazier is that the figure appeared to be stalking the home. It waited around the door, peering inside, but the moment it heard a sound, the creature took off. If that was on your feed, would you open the door? Case number 7, walking through walls. This footage was triggered in the middle of the night by a sudden reflection on a refrigerator door in a pitch-black kitchen where there should have been nothing to reflect. It started at the center of the kitchen. A slight reflection could be seen beside the fridge, and shortly after that, a ghostly, full-body apparition manifests and floats across the room. Notice how it doesn't just walk, but somehow it seemed to have ignored the physical layout of the house entirely before vanishing into thin air. Case number 6, Ghost Burglar. 2 sisters barricaded themselves in a bedroom after their house alarm screamed that the front door had been breached. Now, while they were prepared for a home invasion, they were definitely not prepared for this. Not waiting to find out, they quickly bolted out of the house through the window. But when they returned to review the footage, the intruder wasn't what they expected.
Clear.
Watch the green motion tracking box. It's designed to lock onto humans, but here, it suddenly shifts away from the vacuum and starts following something invisible moving toward the hallway. And when the camera pans back to its original position, something small and fast is seen running across. Merely looking at it, it's clear that it wasn't human. Pay attention to the next footage. A small, shadowy figure is seen standing in the doorway, just staring and waiting for the camera to look away so it can run by again. The sisters who own the place mentioned that by the pantry near the door, they've always had stuff falling by itself. So was it a ghost, or was it something completely inexplicable? Got a chilling encounter of your own? Email us your footage for a chance to be featured in a future video. Send your footage to theafterhourarchives@gmail.com. Case number 5. The message in room 17. The Jefferson Hotel is famous for ghost hunters, but room 17 is where the real deal goes down. A guest recently fled this room in the middle of the night, leaving all their belongings behind. Why? You're about to find out.
Here's another video of a issue we had last night with room 17. We had a guest check out at about 1:30, leaving frantically because of an encounter they had in the bathroom mirror with a message. Now, this is pretty common here in the hotel. We have had several messages appear in various rooms, different messages, etc. And we are aware that you can easily, create messages with alcohol and stuff like that, and they'll keep coming back. However, in this case, it's a little different. They were taking a bath, and it got pretty steamy in there, so it said, "You must leave," something like that. It was as a message. The boyfriend or husband said, "Oh, it's just someone playing a prank," and got back in the bathtub after they wiped it off. Well, when they got out, they got a new message that said, "Get out." And so this scared them because, the message changed.
Apparently, the message that appeared while they were having a shower turned out to be different from the one that appeared minutes later.
If it was a fake message or something paranormal or whatever, this is more of a story. We can't confirm it's anything paranormal. But we went in there, fogged up the windows, and sure enough, "Get out" came. And it was kind of weird because the way the message was wrote, it almost looked intentionally creepy. So we kind of decided, it was probably just someone playing a prank. But we took some pictures. I'll show you the pictures real quick. These pictures were a little eerie. You can see right here is the "Get out." And we took a series of pictures. Well, in all these pictures, there's only 2 people with the exception of this one. You can see right there, there's a third face. And there should only be 2 because all the pictures only showed 2 people in there.
After taking a photograph of the mirrors, the hotel staff noticed something eerie. In one of the photographs captured, there were 3 faces, even though only 2 staff members came to check out the room.
So, whoever this third face is, we don't know. It was kind of weird, but we did go in there this morning to try to fog it up again, and it didn't happen. So, I'm not sure,
What makes it creepier is the fact that the staff claimed they couldn't identify whose face it was. And even after returning to try to capture the face again, they found nothing. Could it be a spirit tormenting the room? If it is, what could have possibly happened in room 17?
See right there, there's a third face, and there should only be 2 because all the pictures only showed 2 people in there.
Case number 4, the invisible twin. Baby monitors are meant to give parents peace of mind. However, for this parent, it almost became a nightmare.
What the fuck is that? Well. I'll kill you, son of a bitch.
You might have missed it, but if you pay attention to the toddler's head, you can clearly see the shape of a second head resting on the mattress directly beside their child, prompting the father, who was watching, to quickly storm into the room.
That's so weird. Well.
There haven't been any updates regarding what it was, but whoever or whatever was sharing the bed with the little one looked wide awake. Case number 3, the forest stalker. This haunting reportedly began with a small mistake. The lady in the video apparently picked up a bloodstained camera that she had found on a forest trail. Watch this video.
In the middle of the night, and I just got woke up again. It's coming for me. It's in my house. kitchen. Listen. That's the noise that wakes me up every night. It gets me. It wakes me up in my dreams. It wakes me up from my sleep. I have to catch it on camera.
Now, the entity that was on that camera has followed her to her home.
Do you guys hear that? No one is home. My sister left for the whole weekend.
She reported hearing voices and heavy footsteps that came to a halt at her doors. But nothing was about to prepare her for what she saw one night when she left the apartment.
I was just walking out of my apartment. And look. You see that? You see that shadow? It's following me.
It was the forest stalker made manifest. At the end of the parking lot, just behind the red vehicle, there's a black shadow that she claims follows her everywhere. The question now is, how do you get rid of something that followed you in? Case number 2, the Asylum Ward Corridor. A YouTuber named Haunted Foodie joked about her fear of shower curtains while exploring an abandoned asylum. Her husband was in a completely different wing of the building at the time, which makes what she captures next impossible.
I think this is the ward, actually. Oh my god, that's really, really new looking. Oh, it does smell like a hospital jar. Yeah. Oh, yeah, look. It does actually smell like a hospital. This seems a lot newer than the rest of the building. Whoa. Toilets in there. All the sinks are broken. Yet again, like I like to say in all of my abandoned. What's that? Whoa. They like pink tiles, don't they? What's in our room? There's another room in here. Shower. I don't like looking behind shower curtains, that just creeps me right out. Bathroom again. That's pretty cool, that is. Smells like an hospital in this part, definitely.
Look at the doorway in front of her. For a split second, a high-speed anomaly appeared and retreated almost immediately.
Smells like an hospital in this part, definitely.
It may have looked human, but moved way too fast for a human. So, what or who could it have been? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. Case number 1, the tiny shadow. Tally was just checking her son's bedroom monitor while he was busy playing. It started out as a routine every parent does, until she realized someone else was in the room with her child.
Someone please tell me what this scary motion in my son's room is.
Didn't notice it. Pay close attention to the lower right corner of the screen. As her son stands directly in front of the camera, you can see a small, solid shadow that peeks out from the corner for a split second. It was too low to be a person, and too solid to be a trick of the light. But you know what makes it even more chilling? It was confirmed that Tally had no pets in the house. It was just her and her son in the house that day. If tonight's archives kept you on edge, make sure to hit subscribe, turn on the bell, and join us for the next upload.